Hello world, welcome to the 96th video on my channel where I'm building my own digital assistant named Shane, like Jarvis from the Iron Man movies and comics. In today's videos, I'll be setting up a kind of an IDE called Jupyter Notebook as we prepare for the world of machine learning. So this is just the intro into a machine learning playlist. I'm not sure that I want Shane, my digital assistant, to be performing machine learning on a routine, regular basis. I imagine that would take quite a bit of computing power. So what I imagine is I would have separate machine learning projects, and the results and outcomes can be accessed by Shane. But many people have noted that I use an IDE called Pycharm, and they told me from the beginning that it'll become burdensome, especially with some of the more libraries like machine learning and AI. And as I prepared to do this machine learning video, I imported some machine learning libraries, nothing fancy, just kind of the standard ones, and I ran into the burdens such as library version control. So the Jupyter Notebook, however, can be ran from your browser or installed on your computer. It's super lightweight, and it kind of frees you from some of those burdens as they manage the versions and the Python and the libraries, and then you just install the libraries that you want, and it accesses your local computer. And so they do a lot of the hard work, the folks at Jupyter Notebook. So let me give you a quick example of what I'm talking about. So in this video, I saw this YouTube. I'll leave a link in the description. I'm going to follow along with it. And basically, he's using machine learning to predict stock prices. So I imported all the libraries that he imported and ran into some errors. And so let me give you an example of what that means. So I'm going to run this. I put a test at the bottom, a print statement that says everything good so far, and everything is not good so far. So first of all, we got an import no module named pywrap TensorFlow. So another exception, which is the same one, a module not found. And then all of these errors. And it looks like it's about the same error, but it says error importing TensorFlow. You should try not to import TensorFlow from its source directory. Please exit the TensorFlow source tree and relaunch your Python interpreter from there. So, I Googled it. There seems to be a problem with Python, the versions of Python I'm using. So instead of just all Python 3 point whatever, I only have 3.7, and there's just weird stuff. And so that was frustrating for me. And so I wanted to check out the Jupyter Notebook like some of the professional people have said. So, and we'll just do this from the beginning together. So type in Jupyter Notebook, Jupyter spelled with a Y. So go to Jupyter Notebook. So here it is here. And then you can try it in your browser or install the Jupyter Lab. So we're just going to run it from the library so you can see what it looks like. And here are the different languages that it supports. So Jupyter Lab, Julia, R, C++, Scheme, or Schema I've heard, and Ruby. So you could tell there's definitely a strong emphasis on data science that Jupyter supports. So let's try the classic notebook. And what this does is it starts this notebook, and it runs very similar to Google Docs. So it kind of saves as you're going. It looks similar. And so we can start a new notebook. So it offers you Python 3. And there, now we're in a new notebook. And so we can copy and paste this same exact code right up here. This is called a cell. And we can run it. Okay, and it says there is no module named pandas._reader. Now I already read this, ran this program, so I knew I was going to get this error. But what I wanted to show you is that you can pip install pandas data reader straight from the code, and there it is, and it will download it. It says you may need to restart the kernel to update packages. So go to kernel and restart. Okay, and we're probably going to get a couple of those errors. So let's copy and paste that code again and run it. Okay, no module named Keras. So let's pip install Keras. Okay, you may need to restart. So go to kernel, and we can restart and clear output as well. So if you had a larger program and a lot of output, so run, and we should get one more error. Keras requires TensorFlow 2.2 or higher. Now this is one of the problems I was having in Pycharm, was that you would have to pip install TensorFlow, find the version you want, and then sometimes that didn't work. But we could just pip install TensorFlow, and it's going to run this and download all of it. So this looks like the 2.3, so it's going straight to the correct file. And in other videos, I've showed you that sometimes we have to download a specific wheel file, where this kind of does it for you. And so let's run through that. I don't know if it's done yet. It looks like it is, because I have a new cell. See how it's green? Okay, so it's still going. It should tell me to restart the kernel again. Okay, so this one doesn't tell me to restart the kernel, but I think we have to. So let's go to restart. Okay, and now let's try to run this code again. Okay, so I did not let it finish importing TensorFlow, so let's try that again, and I will cut to it being successfully installed. Okay, so it says everything was successfully installed this time. You may need to restart the kernel. Let's go ahead and do that. And one last time, we will copy and paste this code and run it. There we go. Then the print statement said everything good so far. So this is all of these. You notice that none of these had those similar errors. So what I would have to do to fix this in Pycharm is some of these are telling me to edit the source library, and I don't like doing that. That's not a good practice. And so I imagine most of my machine learning projects will be done here, and then I can just either export the data results so Shane can access it. So this is just an introduction into the Jupyter Notebook and why we'll be using it for future machine learning projects. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please subscribe to my channel to watch me continue my machine learning playlist, or watch me build my digital assistant named Shane. Please like this video and leave a comment. Thanks for watching. Goodbye, world.